Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Englo Talks. We're so happy you're here with us today. If you're learning English and want to sound more natural in real conversations, you're in the right place.
Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today's episode is super useful because we're talking about three very important English words: have, has, and had.
Oh, yes, these little words are everywhere in English. You hear them in movies, podcasts, songs, and daily conversations all the time.
Exactly. And honestly, many English learners understand these words when listening, but they still feel confused about when to use each one.
I remember when I first started helping English learners, so many students said things like, "Why do we say I have, but she has?" And then had makes everything even more confusing.
That's true, but don't worry, because today we'll explain everything step by step in a very simple way.
By the end of this episode, you'll be able to use have, has, and had naturally in everyday English conversations.
We'll talk about basic grammar, daily expressions, common mistakes, and real-life examples that native speakers actually use.
And make sure you stay until the practice section because we'll give you fun exercises to help you speak more confidently.
Also, we want you to join the conversation today. Tell us in the comments which one is harder for you: have, has, or had.
Yes, write your own example sentence too. Even a short sentence is great practice.
And if you enjoy learning English with simple, real conversations, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to Englo Talks.
Your support really helps us continue making easy English content for beginners around the world.
All right, grab your coffee, relax, and let's start learning how to use have, has, and had in natural English conversations.
Okay, let's start with the basics. First, have and has are used in the present tense. Very simple rule here.
Here's the structure: subject plus have, has plus object.
We use have with I, you, we, and they.
And we use has with he, she, and it.
Let's hear some examples.
I have a new phone. You have a beautiful smile. We have English class today. They have 2 cats. She has a big family. He has a headache. My computer has a problem.
Notice how only he, she, and it use has. Everything else uses have.
Yes, that's the first thing learners should remember.
Now let's talk about meaning. Have and has usually show possession. That means owning something.
Like, I have a car, or she has blue eyes.
But they also have many other uses in English.
For example, relationships. I have 2 brothers. She has many friends.
We also use them for experiences. I have a meeting today. We have English homework tonight.
Ah, and don't forget food. I usually have coffee in the morning. We're having pizza tonight.
That's such a common daily expression. Native speakers say have breakfast, have lunch, and have dinner all the time.
Let's do a quick listener practice. Can you say one thing you have in your bag right now?
I have headphones in my bag and too many pens.
Same here. I always have random papers in my backpack.
Okay, listeners, pause for a second and say your sentence out loud.
Great practice. Speaking out loud really helps your fluency.
Now let's talk about negative forms. The structure is subject plus don't have or doesn't have.
We use don't have with I, you, we, and they, and doesn't have with he, she, and it.
Here are some examples. I don't have enough time. They don't have a car. She doesn't have her phone. He doesn't have any money today.
Did you notice something important? After doesn't, we use have, not has.
Yes, many learners say she doesn't has. That's incorrect.
The correct sentence is she doesn't have.
Because does already carries the grammar change.
Let's practice together. Repeat after me. He doesn't have time.
She doesn't have coffee.
My friend doesn't have a laptop.
Very nice.
Now let's look at questions.
Structure: do or does plus subject plus have.
Examples: do you have a pen? Does she have your number?
Do they have children? Does he have a job?
These are extremely common questions in daily English.
And in casual English, native speakers often answer very shortly.
Yes, I do. No, she doesn't.
Let's ask our listeners some questions. Do you have a pet? Do you have a favorite English word?
Does your best friend speak English? Can you answer these out loud?
Also, write one answer in the comments. We'd love to read them.
Before moving on, let's quickly summarize this section. Use have with I, you, we, and they, and use has with he, she, and it.
Great job so far. Now let's build on that and talk about another important use of have, has, and had.
Yes, we're now talking about perfect tenses. Don't worry, we'll keep it simple.
Present perfect uses. Have, has, plus past participle.
You hear this structure constantly in English conversations.
We use it to talk about experiences, recent actions, or things connected to the present.
For example, I have finished my homework. She has visited Turkey. We have seen that movie before.
Notice that finished, visited, and seen are past participles.
Here's a very natural conversation example. Have you eaten yet?
Yes, I've already had lunch.
Oh, nice. I haven't eaten yet.
These are real expressions native speakers use every day.
Especially words like already, yet, just, and ever.
Let's see more examples. I've just arrived home. She's already finished the project. Have you ever tried sushi?
Have you ever is such a useful pattern. Have you ever traveled alone? Have you ever spoken English with a stranger?
Listeners, answer one of those questions in the comments.
Now let's compare formal and informal English.
Formal: I have completed the report. Informal: I've finished the report.
Native speakers usually prefer contractions in conversation.
I've, you've, we've, she's, he's.
Here's a quick dialogue example. Have you seen my keys?
No, but I've seen your wallet on the table.
Oh, wow, thanks. I've been looking for it all morning.
That sounds very natural. Now let's talk about had. This is the past form.
Exactly. Had is used with all subjects. I had, you had, she had, they had.
Super easy because it never changes.
Here are examples. I had a busy day yesterday. She had a cold last week. We had dinner at 8 p.m.
You can also use had in past perfect tense. Structure: had plus past participle.
Example, I had finished my work before dinner. She had already left when I arrived.
This shows one action happened before another past action.
Here's a quick tip. First, learn basic have and has. Second, practice contractions like I've and she's. Third, slowly start using had in past stories.
That's such a smart learning order.
Also, don't try to memorize hundreds of grammar rules at once.
Focus on hearing and using real examples.
Exactly. English becomes easier when you notice patterns naturally.
Here's a mini practice activity. Complete this sentence. She dash finished her homework.
The answer is has.
Next one. We dash lunch an hour ago.
The answer is had.
Nice job.
Write your own present perfect sentence in the comments using have or has.
And try using had in a past story too.
All right, quick review time. We use have/has with present perfect and had for past situations or past perfect actions.
Now let's talk about another really useful thing, using have, has, and had in everyday expressions and natural conversation.
Yes, because English speakers don't only use these words for grammar, they also use them in many common expressions.
For example, have a good day, have fun, have a seat. have a look.
These expressions are everywhere in daily English. Imagine you enter a cafe. The worker might say, "Have a seat."
Or your friend says, have a safe trip.
Very natural and friendly.
Another big one is have to. This means something is necessary.
Examples: I have to study tonight. She has to wake up early. We had to cancel our trip.
Notice the pattern again. I, you, we, they have to. He, she, it has to.
And the past form is had to.
Let's make this more realistic with conversation examples. Are you free tonight?
Sorry, I have to finish some work.
Ah, okay. I had to work late yesterday too.
That sounds exactly like a real conversation.
Here's another important point. Tone matters. Compare these two sentences. You have to sit here. You can sit here if you want.
The first one sounds stronger and more direct. The second sounds softer and more polite.
So be careful with tone when using have to.
Here's a polite version. You'll have to wait a few minutes.
Native speakers often soften sentences with words like just, maybe, or probably.
Like, you'll probably have to call again tomorrow.
Much softer and friendlier.
Now let's practice natural expressions with had. I had a great time. We had fun at the party. She had a bad day.
These are super common in storytelling.
And they help your English sound more natural and emotional.
Let's do a quick mini practice. I'll say a situation and you say a sentence. Situation 1. Your friend is leaving for vacation.
You can say, have a great trip.
Situation 2. You were very busy yesterday.
I had a really busy day.
Situation 3. You must wake up early tomorrow.
I have to wake up early tomorrow.
Perfect.
Listeners, try creating your own sentence for each situation.
And say them out loud. Speaking practice is very important.
Also, don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect yet.
Confidence grows with practice. Every small sentence helps.
One more useful thing: contractions in speaking. I've got means I have. She's got means she has.
Example, I've got a question. She's got a new job.
These sound very natural in casual English.
But in formal writing, people often use have instead of have got.
Here's one final listener challenge. Can you describe your day using have, has, and had?
Maybe something like, I have English class today. My brother has a test. Yesterday we had dinner together.
Excellent practice. And remember, real conversation is more important than perfect grammar. Quick review. Have and has are used in present situations, had is used for past situations, and all three appear in many everyday expressions.
Okay, let's talk about mistakes because honestly, everyone makes them when learning English.
Oh, definitely. Even advanced learners sometimes mix up have, has, and had.
And that's completely normal.
Let's look at the first common mistake. Incorrect. She have a car. Correct. She has a car.
Why is the first sentence wrong? Because with he, she, and it, we use has in the present tense.
Here's another one. Incorrect. He doesn't has time. Correct. He doesn't have time.
This mistake happens because learners see he and automatically think has. But after doesn't, we always use the base verb have.
Very important rule.
Next mistake. Incorrect. I had went there yesterday. Correct. I had gone there before.
Ah, yes. After had in past perfect, we need the past participle. Go becomes gone.
But if you're just using simple past, you can say, I went there yesterday.
Another common mistake is pronunciation. Some learners say every word very strongly. I have to go.
But in natural English, native speakers often reduce sounds. I have to go.
Exactly. You'll hear have to sound almost like have to.
Here's another funny mistake. Someone once said, I have 25 years.
Ah, that's common because many languages translate age differently. In English, we say, I am 25 years old.
Not I have 25 years.
Let's practice some corrections together. Incorrect. She don't have money. Correct. She doesn't have money.
Incorrect. They has a dog. Correct. They have a dog.
Incorrect. I have finished my homework. Correct. I have finished my homework.
Nice.
Listeners, can you create one correct sentence with has right now?
And another one with had.
Write them in the comments for practice.
Also, remember something important. Mistakes are part of learning. Seriously, every fluent speaker made thousands of mistakes before becoming confident.
The goal isn't perfection, the goal is communication.
Exactly. If people understand you, you're already making progress.
And little by little, your grammar becomes more natural.
So don't be afraid to speak English out loud.
Quick wrap up. Use has with he, she, and it. Use have after do or does. And use correct past participles after had in perfect tenses.
All right, everyone, it's practice time. We're going to do a choose the correct sentence activity.
Listen carefully and try answering before we explain.
Situation 1. A. She have a new phone. B. She has a new phone.
The correct answer is B. She has a new phone.
Situation 2. A. They had dinner at 7. B. They has dinner at 7.
Correct answer? A again.
Situation 3. A. He doesn't have time. B. He doesn't has time.
Correct answer? A again.
Situation 4. I have finished my work. I have finished my work.
Correct answer? I have finished my work.
Great job, everyone.
Now, let's make things more natural. Instead of saying, I have finished my work, in casual speaking, many people say, I've finished my work.
Contractions make your English sound smoother and more natural.
Here's another variation. Formal. She has to attend the meeting. Informal. She's gotta attend the meeting.
Ah, gotta is very casual spoken English.
Yes, but beginners should first master have to.
Good point.
Okay, listeners, here's your challenge.
Create one sentence with have, one with has, and one with had.
Say them out loud slowly and confidently.
And if possible, write them in the comments too.
Remember, speaking practice helps your brain think in English faster.
And real conversation matters more than perfect grammar every single time.
Wow, today's episode was packed with useful English. We learned so many ways to use have, has, and had in real conversations.
Yes, we covered 3 main ideas today. First, basic present tense with have and has. Second, perfect tenses like I've finished and she's gone.
Third, everyday expressions like have fun, have to, and had a great time.
And we also talked about common mistakes that learners make and how to fix them naturally.
Exactly. The more you hear and use these patterns, the easier English becomes.
So don't just study silently, speak out loud. Practice short sentences every day.
Even 5 minutes of speaking practice can really improve your confidence.
Here's a final question for you. What sentence using have, has, or had will you remember after today's episode?
Tell us in the comments. We always love reading your examples.
And if this episode helped you, please like, share, and subscribe to Englo Talks.
You can also send this episode to a friend who's learning English.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We're really proud of your progress.
Keep practicing, keep listening, and most importantly, keep speaking English without fear.
You're improving step by step, and that's what matters most.
Thanks again for joining us on Englo Talks. Take care, keep learning, and see you next time.